Hello, first year ECE students. Good morning all. This video is on Unit 4, that is on parallel resonance. In our previous lecture, we have seen about series resonance. The condition for series resonance and different points that we can observe in a series RLC circuit under resonance, etc. all we have seen. Now the same resonance phenomenon in parallel circuits, that we will see in this class. Parallel resonance. In general, definition of resonance as we defined previously for series circuit, that is, the circuit behaves as pure resistive network at resonance and voltage and current will be in phase, is also applicable for parallel resonance. At the time itself I said the general definition or the general condition for circuit to resonate is the voltage and resulting current should be in phase. So here also same definition. Therefore, but in series circuit we consider impedance concept. As it is series circuit, the concept of impedance is considered. We defined impedance also as the ratio of supply voltage to the current in the circuit. Here in parallel circuit we consider the admittance concept. You see here, the admittance concept is why? Because it is somewhat convenient for parallel circuit to deal with admittances rather than impedances. The simplification, the circuit will get simplified for explanation and also for problem solving. So that is the reason why we consider the admittance. Admittance is nothing but the reciprocal of the impedance. It is denoted by the letter Y, and therefore Y is equal to 1 by Z. 1 by Z is the admittance. In impedance, the real and imaginary components are named as resistance and reactance respectively. Whereas in admittance, the real and imaginary parts are named as conductance and susceptance. Real part is known as conductance and imaginary part is known as susceptance. Conductance is denoted by the letter G and susceptance is denoted by the letter B. So imaginary part is susceptance. So once again I am saying, in impedance, real and imaginary parts are resistance and reactance, whereas in admittance, real and imaginary parts are conductance and susceptance. We have seen in the series circuit that at resonance, the net conductance, that means X, that is imaginary part of the impedance, is equal to 0, and therefore the total impedance is simply equal to resistance R only. So that is the reason why the circuit is resistive. At resonance, Z equal to only R. Therefore circuit behaves as resistive and voltage and current will be in phase. Same concept in admittance terms, if you want to explain, if you want to consider, the imaginary part of admittance is susceptance. So therefore at resonance, what we can say, the susceptance of the circuit must be equal to 0. Susceptance equal to 0. So for parallel circuits, if admittance is considered, we can define the condition of resonance as the susceptance is equal to 0. The circuit will again behave like resistive circuit as susceptance is 0. So that is the condition. Next, like in series circuit, we consider a simple practical circuit wherein a resistor, a pure inductor and a pure capacitor are in parallel like this. So this is the parallel circuit. For this circuit, if we apply supply voltage, alternating voltage with variable frequency, let an alternating current I is flowing from the supply. If this frequency is varied, and if we examine the variation of these values, resistance value, XL value and XC value, the variation will be like this. Same thing we have seen for series circuit also. But here you see, instead of R, X, L, XC, we considered attendances. That means G, BL and this. In terms of impedances, this is R, this is JXL, this is minus JX. Next, in terms of corresponding, that means the admittances, the corresponding admittances are for this 1 by R, so G, and for this also 1 by JXL. 1 by JXL is minus JBL, and 1 by minus JX equal to JBC. The total admittance of this circuit is sum of these three. If all are expressed in admittances, then total admittance is given by simply sum of 3 in parallel circuit. So total admittance of this circuit equal to this admittance plus this admittance plus this admittance. If you add these two, you will get this. So you see here, the real term is G, called conductance, and imaginary term is net susceptance, BC minus BL. In series circuit, we will get XL minus XC. For the same thing in parallel circuit, reciprocal, we are getting BC minus BL, that means capacitance minus inductance. So this is capacitive susceptance minus inductive susceptance. Everything is reciprocal. So here also, if you want to plot these values, G value, that means 1 by R, BC value means 1 by minus XC, JXC, BL value means 1 by JXL. How they varies with frequency, if we plot, the corresponding plot will be like this. Here G, again G is independent of frequency, therefore it constant. Along with the frequency it is constant. Next, BC. BC here is, you see, BC is 1 by JXC. 1 by JXC. Or this Y3, BC is this. Here BC is positive here and proportional to the frequency, therefore it varies linearly like this. Note that this capacitive value in the series circuit will be in this region. Here reciprocal, so therefore against that. Here it is varies linearly with the frequency. This is BC. Next, BL. BL here is negative. BL here is negative. So on the negative portion of the plot, and it varies inversely proportional. So with frequency BL varies inversely like this. Is also opposite. In series circuit, here we are getting XC and here XL, whereas in parallel circuit, if you take admittances, here we are getting BL, inductive, and here capacitive. And now the net admittance, that means the magnitude of admittance from this, is nothing but G square plus this square. The magnitude of admittance, if you plot, it will be like this. Its value again here also, if frequency is increasing, decreases, and at some point this value becomes 0, net susceptance equal to 0, and Y equal to only G, that is minimum value, that is this point. when this will occur at resonance frequency. If we go on increasing the frequency at this resonant frequency, Y is minimum and again Y is increases. So the magnitude of admittance along with frequency varies like this. And this is the net susceptance. We have seen that this is BC, that is capacitive susceptance. This is inductive susceptance, and this curve is this value, net susceptance, BC minus PL. The condition for resonance of parallel circuit, I am again saying that the net susceptance must be equal to 0, so that Y is only equal to G. So we can observe that here the net susceptance from this curve is 0 at resonant frequency. So same points as in the case of series circuit, here in reciprocating way we can observe. This is easy to compare. Now we can get an expression for resonance also as in the previous case. That means by using this condition, net susceptance BC minus BL equal to 0. Or from this BC equal to BL, BC is nothing but 1 by JXC means omega naught C. So BC equal to omega naught C and BL equal to 1 by omega naught L. From this and F naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi root S, which is same as that of the previous series circuit. So the resonant value of frequency is dependent on L and C present in the circuit. It is not dependent on the resistance of the circuit. It is dependent only on the inductance and capacitance value. This value, inductance value and capacitance value of the circuit, in the series circuit also. This is the case for parallel resonance circuit, how it looks like, and what is the resonant frequency value. These are all the points we just now discussed, or observations here listed or summarized here. Now we will consider a practical resonant circuit or a practical parallel circuit. The circuit seen here, this circuit is a theoretical or ideal circuit. Why? Because we cannot get pure L or pure C. Every inductor have some resistance and capacitance also have some resistance. Or inductor, if you take, it will surely have some resistance. So therefore this ideal circuit is to study the principles of parallel resonance we consider. But the circuits we see in practice are parallel circuit. There are different forms of parallel circuit. The more generalized parallel circuit is like this, or there are some other forms of circuits also. This is one form of circuit that we can use for the study of resonance phenomenon. So here we consider a parallel circuit consisting of one coil with resistance and inductive reactance, and another a capacitance with a resistance of R. So R, L in series, R, C in series, and this whole combination is parallel. So this is the parallel circuit. Whatever may be the parallel circuit, the condition for resonance is net susceptance equal to 0. Here also same thing we used in deriving the resonant frequency formula. What we consider the net susceptance of admittance. That means if total admittance is written, in that imaginary part net susceptance should be made equal to 0 in getting the resonance frequency. Here also, for this circuit also, we equate net susceptance of the circuit equal to 0. For that purpose, this impedance is written as admittance 1 by Z1, You see, once again I am saying this is, if this branch impedance is expressed, then that is to be written as RL plus JXL. You see here, if this is to be expressed as impedance, then Z1 equal to RL plus JXL. If same thing has to be expressed as admittance, then Y1 equal to 1 by Z1. For this also, second branch also same thing. Impedance is this RC minus JX. If this is to be expressed as admittance, then 1 by Z2. If both are expressed in the form of admittances, then the total admittance of the parallel circuit equal to Y1 plus Y2. This you can remember. In terms of admittances, the total admittance of a parallel circuit is simply equal to sum of all the admittances. So total admittance is equal to Y1 plus Y2. This Y1 plus Y2. You see here Y1 is rationalized. This is 1 by Z1, from this 1 by Z1, and that is simplified or rationalized like this. Here also. If we sum up these two and simplify, we will get real term as this, imaginary term of this. So this is the total admittance of the circuit with the real term G equal to this and imaginary term B equal to this. The condition for resonance is this net susceptance B equal to 0. B equal to 0. So therefore this imaginary part is equal to 0. Xc equal to 1 by omega naught C, XL equal to omega naught L. We have replaced all these things and we simplified. And after simplifying, we are getting this omega naught square, and from this same thing here once again written omega naught square is this, and from this omega naught equal to square root of this, and from this if omega naught is there, f naught is nothing but omega naught equal to 2 pi f naught. So therefore f naught, if you want to return, 2 pi comes to this place, 1 by 2 pi root LC. So this is the expression for resonant frequency of a practical parallel circuit of this. You see, this is slightly different from the resonant frequency of the ideal series circuit, for which this is the value expression. Here for practical circuit, this value multiplied by one constant or one factor we are getting here. You see 1 by 2 pi root LC into a factor. So this factor is coming extra for parallel practical circuit. We can observe one point also from this. You see, if we consider this factor, since the resonant frequency must be a positive, a real number. Resonant frequency must be a positive real number. It cannot be a complex number or negative value. Frequency always should be in real positive value. That is known to us. If that should be the case, then we can notice or we can observe from this factor this condition. That means either both the numerator and denominator should be negative or both should be positive, but not one is negative and one is positive. That should not be like that. If this is negative and this is positive, what happens? We will get a negative value in the square root, and if negative value there in the square root, then f naught will become a complex quantity. That cannot be the case. So therefore this, if this is negative, this is also negative. If this is positive, this is also positive. So that we will get positive value always in the square root. That is only the possible case. So therefore what we can say for this factor, if this is negative, this is also, if numerator is negative, denominator should also negative. If numerator is positive, denominator should also positive. Same thing here. So those are the conditions we. Next, another type of practical circuit we have considered. Whereas we consider R L in series, and pure capacitor only C. For this also same thing. For this circuit also, if you want to derive expression for resonant frequency, same thing. Express it as admittance, express this also as admittance. See, and for the total admittance, add this admittance and this admittance. See, this is admittance of this part plus admittance of this. Admittance of this means 1 by minus jx, 1 by minus, and adding this and this will get you the total admittance. This is the total admittance of the set, and this total admittance is written like this, separating real term and imaginary part. For resonance, this imaginary term susceptance must be equal to 0. We make use of that condition to derive the resonant frequency. We equated these two as in the previous case, simply you see equating, and again 1 by xc means omega c, xl means omega n. That we have written, and by equating, by simplifying, we will get an expression of this. This is another expression for this circuit, expression for resonant frequency. This circuit is called tank circuit. Even previous circuit also, previous practical circuit also can be called as tank circuit. Why? Because here this capacitor and inductor stores energy, and in one half cycle the stored energy in capacitor is transferred to capacitor, stored energy in inductor is transferred to capacitor, and in another half cycle the stored energy of capacitor is transferred to inductor. So like that, transfer of energy from this branch to this branch and vice versa will be continuously taking place if losses are neglected. So therefore we can consider this circuit or this circuit as a tank of energy. Tank means a reservoir of energy exporting from one branch to the other branch. In that sense, we can call this circuit or previous circuit as tank circuit also. Whatever may be the parallel circuit, we can get the expression for resonant frequency simply by equating the net susceptance of the total admittance into 0. Now, as in the previous case, if you want to define the basic parameters like bandwidth, quality factor, etc., again we can take the ideal circuit. You see, we are considering this ideal circuit to study the principles, basic principles. For parallel circuit also same conditions or same definitions will hold good. So that is the reason why, for the purpose of obtaining all these variations, we have considered this. So we have seen that in the variation, for parallel circuit, how admittance is varying like this. Y, admittance of total circuit is varying like this in a V curve fashion. This is Y. So therefore the current also varies in similar fashion, or if you want to say in terms of impedance, as this is Y, here I have mentioned I, current in the parallel circuit, in the same manner as that of the Y. Why? Because if admittance of parallel circuit is expressed as Y, then current in that circuit is equal to I equal to V into Y. I equal to V into Y. Hope you have remembered if impedance is, if the circuit impedance is Z, then current I equal to V by Z. Current I equal to V by Z. I explained in the previous class when I am saying about the impedance of AC circuit. Current equal to V by Z. If that Z, V by Z, in that V by Z, 1 by Z is equal to Y. Just now I said 1 by Z means reciprocal of impedance equal to Y. So if 1 by Z is written as Y, then I equal to what? V into Y. I equal to V into Y. So if for a circuit we express the total impedance in Z, then I equal to V by Z. For the circuit, if express admittance, then I equal to V into Y. Both are same expressions, don't get confused. As we are not having blackboard, I am explaining orally. So I equal to V by Z is nothing but I equal to Vy, both are same. So I equal to Vy means the variation of I is similar to that of Y, as both are directly proportional to Y. We have seen that Y varies like this. So I also varies like this. Varies like this. So which is opposite as that of the series circuit. That you should remember. In series circuit, current will be like this, in this fashion. The response curve we have seen. Whereas in parallel circuit, current is opposite to the top. This is V. Whereas for series circuit, current is inverse V, like this. This is current. So the current in parallel circuit is reciprocal or anti or opposite to that of the series circuit. In that sense, this parallel circuit is also called as anti-parallel, anti-resonant circuit. Anti-resonant circuit. In general, resonance circuit means series resonance. Major applications are for series circuit. Here the situation is anti to that of the series circuit. Therefore, this parallel circuit may be known as anti-resonant circuit. Why? Because current is like this, anti to that of the circuit. Here it is voltage, the supply voltage value, if we see, it will be, sorry, this is not the volt, this is the voltage across L or voltage across C. If we can plot, this will be like this. This is the voltage across L or C. So generally current response is taken into account for defining bandwidth and all. So the current response of parallel circuit is like this. Now, if this is the current response, the current, what we can observe, the current is minimum at resonant frequency. Whereas for series circuit, current is maximum at resonance frequency. Here for series anti-resonant circuit or parallel circuit, current is minimum at resonance frequency. This is the point of resonance. So how we can observe that resonance is occurred? By measuring the current value. If we can observe minimum current, minimum supply current, this current, we can understand that the circuit is and resonance at that point. So that also here. Next, there in series circuit, we have considered a range, not simply by single value, but a range of frequencies named as useful range or useful band, for which if current enters, in which if current enters, we can treat the circuit as in resonance mode. So theoretically speaking, only this is the resonance point, but practical purposes, for practical purposes, not simply only single value, but some range like this range. This range is taken as useful range or useful band of frequencies, resonance band or useful band. This range is called bandwidth. In the previous case means as current will be like this, we have taken this range, this portion, this range. Now the current response is this opposite. So therefore now we will take this range. Again here also range means we take value, this value. That means if this is the minimum current value at resonance denoted as I naught as in the previous case, if this is I naught minimum value, then I naught into root 2 will get some value, that is this value. I naught into root 2 means some value more than this value. If for example is that value, then draw a horizontal line at that value I naught root 2. If you draw a horizontal line, this will be the line, and we will get two frequencies cutting. This is F2 and this is F2. Same thing here in terms of V also we can say, if this is the V voltage variation, this is V will be maximum, so V by root 2 if you take, you will get this value. Or in terms of I, if you want to say minimum value I naught and I naught into root 2, if you take, you will get this value. Same F1 and F2 will get. So this is upper half power frequency and this is lower half power frequency, and the difference between F2 and F1, that is F2 minus F1, is known as bandwidth. The bandwidth is defined like this for parallel circuit. You see, for parallel circuit at resonance, that is at F0, value is I naught. The minimum value is I naught. This is I naught. And that I naught equal to what? I is in general V into Y. I said just now, I equal to V into Y or V by G, V by Z, V by Z or V into Y. Here also I equal to V into Y only, but Y at resonance is only G. Why? Because Y means G plus JB, and at resonance B equal to 0, so Y equal to only G. So therefore at resonance the value of current denoted as I naught is nothing but V into G, or from this G equal to I naught by V. Next, at half power frequencies, just now I said, if this is the current response of parallel circuit, to get this F1 value and F2 value, what I said, I naught into root 2. I naught into root 2 means some value will get some value, and if you mark a line, we will get F1 value and F2 value. So I naught into root 2. At F1 and F2, I value will be I naught into root 2. That is written here. For half power frequencies, I value is equal to I naught into root 2. Or in general, again I am saying I equal to Vy, or from this Y equal to I by V. But at half power frequencies, I equal to root 2 into I naught, that is written here, root 2 into I naught by V. And this I naught by V from this expression can be written as G. So therefore, what is Y value? Root 2 G, where at F1 or F2, at this F1 and F2, the value of I, the value of Y equal to how much? Root 2 into G. Or by making use of this, Y equal to of B square plus B square, that is this, we will get G equal to B. Same thing we derived in series circuit also. Their entire thing is opposite. There at half power frequency F1, F2, we get X equal to R. Here exactly opposite, G equal to B. R place lo G, and in X place B. In R place we are getting G, and in X place B. Same thing. So these are all dual relationships. Dual of R is Z, dual of X is B, like that. Now To get the expressions for F1 and F2 as in the previous case, if you want F1 at this, what is the condition you have to say? At this G equal to B. So that's written here. G equal to B. B equal to G, or this is G equal to B. See here, B equal to G. Only thing is here, frequencies less than F0, that means these portions. Inductance is dominating, whereas in the series circuit capacitance is dominating. Here opposite, therefore inductance is dominating. So therefore net B is written like this, BL minus BC. So that is equal to R. You see there, same thing we are using, B equal to G. G means 1 by R. Same thing we have written, but for less than F0 frequencies we have to write B as BL minus BC, and for frequencies beyond F0 we have to write BC minus BL. You see like this, BC minus BL equal to G. G means 1. If we equate these two and simplify, we will get expressions for F2 or omega 2. If omega 2 is there, F2 you can easily get, only thing 2 pi, 1 by 2 pi. Can is to be taken this side. Omega 2 and omega 0. Bandwidth again, omega 2 minus omega 1 or F2 minus F1, that equal to equation, this is omega 1 equation, this is, and this is omega 2 equation. Omega 2 minus omega 1, if you take, these terms will get cancelled and will be left with 1 by R. So omega 2 minus omega n equal to 1 by RC. Now the quality factor is defined as omega naught by omega 2 minus omega 1, and this bandwidth omega 2 minus omega n, if you written 1 by RC, will get omega naught RC. Omega naught RC. The quality factor can be expressed like this. This is about the parallel circuit. So note that parallel circuit is known as anti-resonant circuit. Anti in the sense opposite to that of the series circuit. Total, all the observations or all the points are reciprocal or opposite. Anti-resonant. Now we can do some problems also. Here a practical circuit is given with R value RL 8 and XL is J6, RL is RC. Why it is RC? It is in series with capacitor, therefore named as RC, that's all. RC is this and XC. Find the value of C for which the circuit resonates at omega equal to 5000 radians per second. So here what is given? Resonant frequency is given, omega equal to this, omega naught or omega R is given. For that omega naught or omega R, what should be the value of C? So as it is a parallel circuit, what we should do? Express this as Y. Y means, how to write it as a Y? First write the impedance of this. Impedance of this is nothing but R plus JXL, that is 8 plus J6 is the impedance of this. That is the impedance. Admittance means 1 by that Z. 1 by Z. So you see 1 by 8 plus J6. This is that. Similarly this also 1 by R minus Jx. R minus Jx. R minus Jx. Xc value is not known, therefore it is written as Xc only. So this is the admittance of the second band. Now total admittance is equal to Y1 plus Y2. Y1 plus Y2. Y1 means this, Y2 means this. Added these two. And the condition for parallel resonance is susceptance, that is imaginary part equal to 0. We made this imaginary part equal to 0. We will be getting a quadratic expression, and in this quadratic expression, if we solve, we will get Xc value equal to this. We get another value negative or some other large value. We can easily omit that value just with our knowledge. And Xc is equal to 8.35. From this two values we have taken Xc equal to 8.35. Xc equal to 1 by omega c. So therefore c equal to this. So like that we get the value of c. How we did? As it is a practical circuit, y1 is expressed, y2 is expressed, total admittance y equal to y1 plus y2, and in this total expression, total admittance b is made it to 0. From that value xc is obtained, and finally to get the value of c we used omega equal to given 5000. So that is used and obtained the c. So like that. You see, this is the problem on practical circuit. We have seen practical circuit. For that, resonant frequency is given like this. It is already derived there. 1 by 2 pi root c into a factor. Here it is asked, find the resonant frequency for the circuit in which, in figure, what is the maximum value of RC? This is, RC means this value, resistance value in series with R. What is the maximum value of RC for which the circuit first resonates? That means for the circuit to resonate at its resonant frequency, what should be the value of R? What is the minimum value of R? That can be determined, you see. First of all, resonance frequency can be easily determined as all values are given. RL 6, RC 4, XL. XL means this is L. L, if it is given in millihenries, L. Henries are millihenries. XL is 2 pi FL. If it is given L, XL equal to 2 pi FL. XL if you want to XL. Similarly, C is given and we need XC. It is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. But anyhow here only L and C values are sufficient. So therefore L place, in L place we used 1 millihenry and in C place we used 20. And if we substitute this we will get omega naught equal to this, and F naught. F naught is not equal to 2 pi F naught, 2 pi F omega naught. If omega naught is obtained, we can easily get F naught. Here F naught expression only this is, and this value equal to 4537. Now what it is asked in the problem, what is the minimum value of RC for which the circuit resonates? We have seen in the previous discussion that for the circuit to resonate, both numerator and denominator should be either positive or negative. You see RL value is given. From that you see RL value is given here. RL is 6, therefore 6 square equal to 36, and this L by C value equal to 50. If you take L by C, you will get 50. So the numerator RL square minus L by C, how much it is equal to? Minus 14. So numerator is negative here. For this value and this value, numerator is negative. Now what I said, if it is negative, this also should be negative. If this is negative means, when it will negative, as this value is 50, so this value must be less than 50, then only it is negative. So RC value must be less than 50. That is the value that is asked in the problem. So the minimum value or limiting value of RC is equal to 50 for the circuit to resonate. This is one type of problem in the application of this problem. Now this is the tank circuit, given all the values and asked to find resonant frequency. Resonant frequency formula is straight away, this is just substitute the value of L equal to 0.1 Henry, C equal to 10 microfarads. 10 microfarads means 10 into 10 power minus 6, that you have to submit. You see here, submit it and calculate, you will get the resonant frequency. This is the tank circuit or second form of practical circuit we have seen. This is the derivation we already derived, and this is also same problem as that of the previous one. So these are all some problems on resonance. That is about the series and parallel resonance. And with this, the fourth unit is over. It is nothing but, it consists of, as I said, self-inductance, mutual inductance, coefficient of coupling, that is covered in one video. Next, analysis of coupled coils, that means the self-inductance, mutual inductance, etc. that is covered in second video. And series resonance is covered in third video. And now parallel resonance in this fourth video. This is all about the fourth unit of network analysis for first year ECE students. Hope you have understood something from these videos. For any doubts or clarifications, you may contact me by phone or mail. Thank you very much.